filling out the retail liquor license application in New York State. Original application notice form. In the City of New York, you are required to notify the local community board at least 30 days prior to submitting an application to the State Liquor Authority for a license for an on-premise consumption of liquor, wine, or beer. Outside of the City of New York, you are required to notify the clerk of the city, town, or village where the premises is located at least 30 days prior to submitting an application to the State Liquor Authority for a license for on-premises consumption of liquor. You must submit a copy of the completed and signed original application notice form with your application, along with proof of mailing or hand delivery. This is very important. It was important to get that out of the way before going through all the details of the application, because you must wait 30 days after notifying the community before submitting your application. As you can see, ignorance of this has caused many delays, which is what we are trying to avoid. Okay, let's get started. There are three main components of the liquor license application itself: the personal questionnaire and the accompanying documents, and the application itself. Even though the questionnaire is a part of the application, when you add in copies of bank statements, it can make up a large portion of the total paperwork to be compiled and submitted. On-premise retail application. The application is pretty straightforward. We will discuss some key points here, but for a much more detailed explanation of each line of the application, refer to the on-premise liquor license instructions from the NYSLA website. You can find the link for that on liquorlicensenewyork.net, for example. There's a link straight to that page of the NYSLA website. Or you can just search for it. It's called the On-Premise Liquor License Instructions from the New York State Liquor Authority website. Okay, so first, we'll have to make sure that you're eligible for a liquor license. If you're under the age of 21, excuse me, I got a little disoriented. If you are not a U.S. citizen or aliens admitted to the U.S. for permanent lawful residence, if you've been convicted of a felony, promoting or permitting prostitution, sale of liquor without an alcoholic beverage license in the past, if you're a police officer or police official, a person whose license was revoked, a person who has a wholesale liquor license, because here we're talking about a retail, and if you have a wholesale liquor license, in many cases that can disqualify you from having a retail liquor license. But if there's any questions about your qualifications to have a license, please contact Adrian Hunt at huntlaw.com. Okay, moving on. If you're eligible to apply, then I suggest reading through the entire application before filling it out. Just skim through it real quickly. This will give you a better understanding of the application process as a whole, and I have found it is good to get your mind working on all the information you will need to compile over the coming weeks. Okay. Things to keep in mind during the application process. The right to premises where alcohol will be sold. It is strongly suggested that you contact the State Liquor Authority or have a liquor license attorney make the call for you before you file an application to determine if there are any disciplinary actions pending that may either delay or prevent the issuance of a license at the proposed premises. Please be aware that the liquor board may not disclose a pending investigation at a location, and that doesn't mean that there isn't one, but it's a good place to start, and a liquor license attorney will help you with that as well to make sure that there's nothing going on there. The last line of that excerpt is crucial, and even more of a reason to have a qualified attorney on your side. It says that even if you call and ask, the liquor authority holds the right not to tell you about a pending investigation at a location, so it just covers their own behinds. Actual or estimated expenses. Here you will need to have a clear picture about where each of your invested dollars will be spent and where the money will be coming from. This is the first mention of the personal questionnaire. It comes as a surprise to most people that any joint account holders from where money is derived will also need to fill out a questionnaire. So wives, partners, anybody on bank accounts that money's coming from also needs to fill out a questionnaire. The 500-foot rule. Are there 3 or more existing establishments with on-premise liquor licenses within 500 feet of your location? If so, you will need to explain in writing in detail why granting of the license applied for would be in the public interest, not how it would be in the applicant's best interest. And this is right from the New York State Liquor Authority website. If applicable, you must also provide the names and addresses of the businesses with on-premise liquor licenses located within 500 feet of the proposed premises. And next is the statement of area plan and 200-foot rule. Is the proposed premises located within 200 feet of a school, church, or place of worship? It is important to note that here you must include any school, church, or place of worship located within 300 feet, and the State Liquor Authority will then decide if that is acceptable. Next is the personal questionnaire. Again, a questionnaire needs to be filled out by all sole proprietors, each partner in a partnership, corporations or LLCs. See further instructions for line 10 on the application itself. Managers, individual lenders, donors or gifters, co-signers of loans, spouses who aid in management of premises, will be employed at the premises or who hold joint accounts with the applicant. Anyone holding a joint account with someone who is providing funds for this venture. Accompanying documents to the liquor license application. Aside from the application, the personal questionnaires, you will also need to provide a few accompanying documents. Notice of publication. This is time sensitive. The first notice of publication must be published within 10 days of the filing of the application. The original publication notice must be submitted to the authority within 15 days of receipt. So you basically need to file in the local paper that you are applying for a liquor license. And again, a liquor license attorney like Adrian Hunt can help you with this. Basically, you have 10 days after filing your application to notify the community of your intentions by publishing a notice in the local paper. Proof of citizenship. Applicant's statement. That's another form that needs to be filled out. Electronic fingerprints. All sole proprietors, all partners in a partnership, all LLC members or corporate officers. This differs based on how many shareholders are involved, must be fingerprinted. Anyone currently licensed by the State Liquor Authority does not need to be fingerprinted. The fee for the fingerprinting is $102.25. You're going to need a penal bond. Submit a penal bond, Form L9, in the sum of $1,000 issued by any qualified surety company authorized to execute such bonds in the state of New York. Important, the bond must have the premises name and address typed exactly as it appears on the application. Not even one letter can be off, or they'll reject this. Altered or handwritten bonds are not acceptable. The expiration on the bond must indicate only the year of expiration of the license. The applicant must sign the bond. Contracts to buy or sell the premises must be supplied. Photographs, at least 5x7s and no Polaroids must be taken of the premises and submitted with your application. These include photos of the interior and exterior of the location. The interior photos must show every square inch of the premises. These photos may be submitted electronically, which wasn't always the case in the past. If printed photos are submitted, they must be endorsed on the back. Diagrams, hopefully from an architect. This is the best way to go usually. Filing receipt or assumed name certificate. This acts as official proof of the existence of the corporate entity. Notice of appearance to be filled out by an individual that you paid to assist you in the preparation or filing of the application. Notice to be posted at proposed premises. So on the door it has to say that you're applying for a liquor license. And it has to be a certain size, and the type has to be a certain size as well. This must be posted within 10 days of filing your application. So, a word of caution. Please be advised that this is only a broad overview and is not considered legal advice. It is highly recommended that you contact an attorney who specializes in liquor licenses in New York to help you with this process. So, I hope you found this helpful. Thank you very much.